Hello everybody, Clayton here at etrailer.com. Here at eTrailer, we install, test, and review a ton of different products to help you as a customer make a more educated decision before your purchase. Today we're going to be working on a 1997 Ford F-150 we're going to be taking a look at. I'll be walking through how to install the CURT Front Mount Trailer Hitch Receiver. Adding a front hitch to your F-150 is going to be a great upgrade. It's going to allow you to use a winch or even a snowplow on the front of your vehicle. Now, an added benefit to this is going to be whenever you're moving trailers, it's a lot easier to hook them up to the front versus having to back them up. And as far as our weight capacities are concerned, we're going to have a 5,000 pound trailer weight rating. You want to keep in mind that's going to be the weight of the trailer and the load included that our hitch can push. We're going to have a 500 pound tongue weight rating, so that's going to be 500 pounds pushing straight down on our receiver tube opening. And we are going to have a 9,000 pound straight line pull rating. That's going to be how much our hitch can actually pull backwards. So we will have to find a way to relocate our license plate. You can find one of these hitch mounted brackets here at eTrailer. It's really easy. You just slide this into your hitch receiver and then add your pin and clip, just like any other ball mounted accessory. Now again, you want to keep in mind a pin and clip don't come included, but you can find them here at eTrailer. And with that being said, getting this thing installed really isn't too bad at all. There's no drilling, welding, or anything like that. You don't even have to do any trimming, so that's definitely a great upgrade. We now need to move underneath the front of our F-150 to begin our installation. There's going to be some plastic rivets holding on our undersplash shield. We're just going to take a trim panel tool, kind of come behind those rivets, and pry them out. Now there are going to be a number of them all around the outside of this panel. With all of our push pins removed, we can slide this down and out of the way. We now need to remove our license plate frame. There's going to be a plastic clip supporting this on the back of our bumper. We're going to grab a flat bladed screwdriver, kind of work behind here, and pry those out. You might have to pull back on the top of the license plate frame to help you get under there. On the bottom of our license plate frame, there's going to be two arms that come back into our bumper. We're going to have a rivet on each side that we need to remove with our trim panel tool. We now need to remove our tow hooks. We're going to be using a 15mm socket to do so. I highly recommend spraying these down with penetrating oil before. Since this vehicle is a little bit older, these are more than likely going to be rusted. We'll grab that 15 and get our two bolts off of each tow hook. With our tow hook down, we now want to slide out our stock nut plate. None of this hardware is going to be reused. We now want to grab one of our fish wires, and we're going to move to the inside of our frame rail. We're going to be using this hole here. We want to take the coiled end of our fish wire and feed that out through the front end of our opening. Then on that front end, we're going to be adding our spacer block and our carriage bolt. Then we're going to pull the other end of our fish wire and get the hardware to come through, just like so. We're now going to be using our two bottom holes that our tow hooks are in. This time we're going to need our larger spacer block and our larger carriage bolt. We're going to do the same thing. Might need to add a little bit of bend to our coiled wire. We're just going to feed that through like so. And that comes out the front. We'll be threading on our hardware the exact same way. With an extra set of hands, we can now lift our hitch into position. We want to get our fish wires set into position. We'll just feed those to the according hitches, the according holes in our hitch. Then you need to feed that receiver tube up through the opening in your bumper. We kind of have to work that under that front splash guard. Then we're going to pull off our pull wires. We're going to take our flange nuts and just thread those onto our bolts. We just want to get all of our hardware started for now so that the hitch can support itself. Then we'll come back and add our tow hooks and tighten everything down. We now want to come back with a 19mm socket and tighten down our two bolts that are on the outside of our frame. We now want to take those flange nuts back off. We're going to grab our tow hook, pull down on our air dam, and slide that through the holes in our tow hook. And thread them back on. With them started, we can come back with a 19mm socket and tighten it down. and we're going to be doing the same process on the driver's side. Now ready to come back and torque it down to the amount specified in our instructions. And now I'm going to reinstall that undersplash shield that we removed earlier. With our license plate mounted up, we're now ready to hit the road. That's going to do it for our look at and our installation of CURT's front mount trailer hitch receiver on our 1997 Ford F-150.